What day is it? Thursday? Yeah. I'm dressed real sexy like too. You know why? Because I got some yard work to do after this. Right? Okay. So I get myself all hyped up. Go catch some rays. Bitches get like, oh, I need to go on a boat. Go outside and mow the grass, honey. You get just as much sun, and trust me, it's healthier for you. Because those men, they'll be having you hang your ass off the side of the boat, not letting you use the goddamn bathroom in there. Oh, don't use the bathroom on the boat. Well, what the fuck else is it for? Just saying, watch who you're hanging with. You got a boat, but you can't afford to maintain the system in the boat, sir? How come? Why is that? I maintain the sewer system in my RV just fine. See, this is how you save money, folks. I don't hire nobody to come and mow my grass. I do it myself. Turn down for what? Turn down for what? Turn down for what? I got this at one of those festivals. I love getting lighters for merchandise. Oh yeah. Because how else are you gonna light this incense? With matches? Yeah, I got some of these the other day at the grocery store. They work, but not very well outside. Just saying. My dad's records, he would have had my hide. Oh no. Oh no. You know, some little hood kid probably got beat the shit out of for fucking doing that back in the day. For scratching on grandma or grandpa's. Hey, that's my Red Fox record. What are you doing with that? Now those would have been some parties, old Red Fox record, a Richard Pryor record. You said what? Cocaine? What? You know Richard Pryor was from the area where I'm living at now. Yep. Grew up in a what do they call that? Ladies of the evening type place, bordello. Brothel, whatever you want to call it. I'm really trying with this Palo Santo here, guys, and it's having a little.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On top. It's tricky. Here we go. It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky.
It's tricky.
It's tricky to rock around. To rock around. That's right. On time. It's tricky.
That's what they call some of them women tricks. Oh, sorry if that happened to you. Welcome to the reading, right? You know, I've been scammed by one of these little lover boys before. I get it, you know, and yeah. Boy, bye. You know, somebody that doesn't have their own cell phone plan, that's a problem. You know, it's one thing, you ain't got wheels, you live in the city, you use public transportation, but if you used to have wheels, you used to have a license, right? You know, you have a driver's license for the United States. I mean, I can go overseas in Europe and rent a car and be fine. One of my exes, he wouldn't have been able to do that. He ain't got no, he would need a fake one. Or he would need to obtain one in the country where he's at. You know what I'm saying? If there's an Adam's apple to detect, somebody says there's a banana to expect. Did you ever have a job there? Where are you talking about? Overseas? Yes. Joint's kind of small. Well, it's in my bowl. My flour's in my bowl today. Country taco times 2. I like it. The place I grew up, well, I'm in the United States, so I grew up stateside, yes. Woo, all right, I think all that's been cleared out, okay? Ooh. I also even had a bite to eat before I came on, and usually I don't. I'm like ready to go. I'm ready to go. Good morning, Sensei. Judub says, good morning. I think it's technically afternoon here. So depending on your time zone, right? There was a stream the other day I was going to try and catch, but like it was on Pacific something time, and I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't even start till like whatever my time. I'm like, not going to happen, right? All right. What y'all got today, huh? Jujub says, I got it. It's morning for me. I believe you. There's folks that tune into this channel from all over the world. So, whatever time zone you are in, I hope you're enjoying it at the moment, okay? I'm just going to pull some numerology type angel number cards. Take a step. 535, letting go of old beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. Prepare to step out of your comfort zone in order to grow and expand. Yeah. When they first took the steps on the moon, right, it allowed them to collect soil samples and all these things. They had to take that step, right, before they could even obtain the data. So it's like, some people be like, oh, I wonder what that's like. I wonder what that's like. Well, if you never go and try it, you are never, ever going to know. You will only have the experience of others to lean on to tell you and discern what they think that experience is about. But, for you, collective, the experience may be warranted for many very different reasons that other people do to take those steps, For instance, maybe you're somebody that, especially on one side of my family, like almost everybody's married. Married. I happen to be a singleton, right, currently. You know what I mean? You can take that step, but you don't need to take the step just because everyone's taking the step. All right? So, yeah. Okay. Yeah, stepping out of your comfort zone, right? For some of you, that might mean committing to something. Okay. For those that have some type of fear of commitment, and for some people, it's not about marriage. It's more about also being legally protected, right? Which you can go to the courthouse and get a marriage certificate. You can get a civil union certificate. Do you know what I mean? Like that whole common law marriage thing. Which, thank God, I kicked my ex out before he made it to that mark, right? Or else he probably would have been in court trying to take my fucking house from me like the degenerate that he was. Not paying no bills. I'm supporting his ass. He ain't never getting his license back. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Eating me out of house and home constantly. I had to buy groceries anyway. I'm cooking for both of us, right? But, I buy snack stuff that he likes, whatever. But, did he ever chip in for any of that? No. It was few and far between, let me tell you. Out of, 2+ years? Mm-hmm. Oh, Oh, he's so dreamy. Yeah, well, he's broke. You know, again, I was talking about those streamers the other day making all these mega bucks. One of my friends, one of her family members became like, and as a man, became a model. And, you know, models can make a lot of money, right? So, you know, any of you guys that are doing something where you're striking while the iron is hot, just realize that that is maybe the crest of a wave, okay? And there might be another wave coming that's not so nice, right? Look at the surface. Yeah, man, it was a total wipeout, man. I almost didn't make it. So gnarly, right? Okay, so you better believe they got extra boards in their car, right? So don't be out here spending every freaking last dime once you freaking get it. Don't keep up with lifestyle just to be getting views and hyped up and all this stuff. Because that will burn you out faster than anything else. I mean, look, poor Britney Spears. Who's over there in her corner right now? Britney, we love you. Seriously. We hope you, I mean, eat a sandwich, girl. I mean, I like your little dancing videos and stuff, but you're getting a little thin. I'm just saying. If I could I had delivery today. But you know what? I get it though, because a lot of those people in those type of positions, who can you trust? Who can you trust? You know, I say, Brit, stop watching them dancing videos. Try watch some little YouTube cooking something, and you know what? Even that sandwich girl, there's a little sandwich girl. She makes little sandwiches. They're like short videos too. You know, she's like, "Are you hungry? You want a sandwich?" And then she'll go in the kitchen. She'll make a little sandwich, and she's like, "Here you go." You know what I mean? Some of them are real simple, but she shows you what she's doing. You know, so. Knowing we can do those things for ourselves to make ourselves strong, right, is what we need in that consistency day to day. Because we are all trying to make it to the finish line, right? I'm not trying to make it to the, 35 and still beautiful for eternity, whatever that is supposed to be, So, and I didn't even know this. So allegedly, I don't know if this is true. Allegedly, the Amazon guy, the one. Everyone's, bozo for Bezos, right? Hey man, I've ordered off of Amazon too. Right. Count me as part of the, right? Anyway. But some of that stuff you can't find other places. I've tried going into some of these stores, and then they'll be like, "No, we don't have that." Okay, I guess I gotta go to Amazon then. Like, you can't try order it for me. You can't look around. You know what I mean? There's a reason why some of these things exist, such as, maybe the reason that he got married to that Lauren gal is what I saw on YouTube. So this is all celebrity gossip. I have no idea if any of this is true because I don't follow these people's lives like that. But when I saw the similarity, I couldn't unsee it visually, because y'all know the Modern Family lady, that actress. She's very buxom. The long flowing dark hair. I think she's from Colombia originally, immigrated here, became an actress, very successful. Seems like a very fairly down-to-earth person for being, a celebrity. I guess, according to this little YouTube thing I saw, supposedly Bezos was trying to court her, and she turned him down. And I mean, she was already involved with her husband and all this stuff. Like, yeah, I'm married, bro. Mm-hmm, right. And so they were suggesting that his current wife now, who he ended up getting married to, who agreed to marry him, that maybe some of her plastic surgery that she got was influenced by the Modern Family woman's look. And when you see it side by side, it's like, oh, well, if he did have a crush on her, it's like, but can you do this so you look like, I mean, is that how the conversation went? Ladies, men, don't go out with folks that want to change you like that. You know, if you want to do it for yourself, that is one thing. But for somebody else, doing that in order so that you will love them or vice versa, like that is, it just seems a little odd, right? And I mean, I think she was in the financial position that she could probably afford those tits herself. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, I don't think she needed to be dating a billionaire to get a boob job. But, you know, anyway. Reassurance 747. Yes, very nice, ethereal looking angelic figure here. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your effort. So yeah, reassurance. I heard some weird knocking earlier. I guess it was those guys that come in, you know, when they're doing, you know, when you call the 1-800 number and they have to come and mark, but it sounded like they were knocking on the door, and thank God, you know, the dog, you know. So that was my reassurance. Like, who is that? Well, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to listen to her first if they want to talk to me today. You know what I mean? Okay. Also, I've been hearing a message today, you know, dream big. And, you know, a lot of times we hear kind of that one thing at a time. But what I want you to do from a brainstorming perspective, like write down all the things, right? Or even just write down things that you like or admire or think are cool, right? And that's kind of a way that you can get in that mode of vision boarding, right, for yourself. And then when you start seeing, you know, maybe you can narrow it down like, well, you know, yeah, I like lashes, but like whatever, you know, maybe I don't, whatever right now, but, you know, maybe I like this right now, you know, and, you know, so you can like kind of prioritize, you know, based upon whatever your umbrella is. But, you know, when you're brainstorming, you really, you know, you kind of want to almost take off your thinking cap and say, you know, you know, isn't that always the time when somebody's like, well, think of something, and you're like, you know, some people don't like to be put on the spot like that, but if you can kind of just chill, relax for a minute, let your mind wander, just start, you know, like free writing, journaling, just start jotting things down that come to you, okay? And yeah, and then it's like, you might have a whole list of stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize, you know what I mean? Yeah. So refocusing on what actually matters in the situation. Yeah. So 7s, 11s might be significant. Okay. Alignment, 111, your thoughts are manifesting rapidly. Yes, trust in divine guidance and stay focused on your goals. So when you're doing those new moon manifestations, make sure it's actually aligned with where you want him to go. You know? Yeah. I know we put a lot of like defense mode up, but you have to have the offense there too, right? Right, Bears fans, right? Oh, our defense is great. Our defense is great. Our offense is shit. If you can't score any points, you're not going to win that game. Are you? So you got to put your foot, you got to step into the fire a little bit. You got to be willing to get singed. You got to be willing to get hit. You got to be willing to get burned. Right? And then the next time, yeah, you did a little spin move on him, and you're like, what? Oh, yeah, I've been training. I'm in this day in and day out. What do you think about that trench? You ever hear of a trench war? World War I was a trench war. One of my favorite teachers told us about that and how, you know, dumb the war was because it was a trench war and how they had to fight it and stuff. I've seen some of the movies on it. It's actually, they have been, I think, pretty decent. You know, for a war movie, if you know, I know some people don't like just, you know, watching that kind of stuff and whatever. But it was history. It really happened. You know, so when people are like, oh, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. Well, you can do that, but reality might come and burn you if you're not properly prepared, right? If nobody told you not to touch the hot stove, inevitably you found out one way or another, didn't you? Mm-hmm. But you still need the heat to warm up your tea or your coffee or your food or your man versus fire, man versus nature, right? Man versus man. Themes in literature, correct? All right. Confidence 909. So standing tall, yeah. Things are moving and you need to make a decision. Act with confidence and take risks. Yeah. What was I saying? Like stepping in a little bit, right? Okay. How much do you charge for reading? These are all 100% free collective readings, KR. So just FYI, I have not been open for personals recently. I mean, it's something I've thought about doing again to do on like a live, maybe. Because my last little like special event pricing was could do like, you know, kind of some mini reads where I pull some cards for like 15 or 20, you know what I mean? Otherwise, you know, a full reading, you know, those go up like 30, 45 would be 60, even like $100 depending on, you know, because you're kind of charging on time, you know. So I do have, though, an Etsy link where you can order a personal read. Maybe I will link that out there and see if folks want to do that. So you can just formally order it through the website and, you know, get it that way. And what I've done before for folks is then I will do a reading, right? And then I will make it private or unlisted, okay? And then I will send that link directly to you, okay? In a video format because I use the YouTube platform for that if it is not a face-to-face thing of that nature, okay? So if you're thinking about doing that, yeah, definitely meditate on what you want to ask. Yeah, this one in particular is just general overall, but you know, whoever tunes in, you know, your energy kind of comes through. So if I happen to say something that resonates with you, that's probably why, right? Because you're literally here right now, okay? So yeah, Harmony 121, okay? Embrace harmony in your life, seek balance between your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, yeah. There's all sorts of different ways we can get through the day. Sometimes we're talking to God. Sometimes we're talking to our body saying, come on, body, you can do it, right? We're taking our ibuprofen. We're doing our stretching. We're doing our, you know, eating the, you know, drinking the juices and eating the foods that are supposed to make us, you know, all these things, okay? All right, I'm going to pull some tarot for y'all, okay? Thank you for your subscription. Please do like the video today if you are in the chat, especially. Remember, you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, but it is the 100% free way to support the channel. I also do accept donation tips, but I would rather do something of that and do like, you know, where I can just like post my Cash App or whatnot and do a live, and then, you know, whoever wants to donate, and then I'll pull some based on the donation amount and kind of do it that way. But I think I will put something out there for you guys like that, you know, just so you can kind of get a an idea of what it might cost to ask a question and get, you know, an answer that, you know, and here's the thing, guys, you know, why I kind of like doing the collective readings is because when you charge people for readings and if you don't tell them what they want to hear, sometimes they get a little upset about it, right? And it's just, it's kind of a, you know, you have to treat it for entertainment value at that point. And, you know, and it's one of those things where like maybe later on it makes sense. Okay? But until that time happens, you know, don't hate on the reader, or maybe next time get a reading from somebody else or get an in-person reading. There's a lot of local readers. I've seen many pop up at, you know, events in town. I've done those myself as well. I'm thinking about doing another event that's coming up. It's just I haven't like specifically planned it yet, timing wise. I have some other things I'm trying to finish up this month actually. But we'll, you know, we'll see what happens here. So you know what I mean? Collective is just like that list of things. That list of things is just, it just, you know, but that in itself is a blessing, right? Because God's saying, hey, I got something for you today, right? You ever have that happen? You're like a kid or something, or you're sitting there bored, or some teacher comes by and be like, oh yeah, well, I got something for you to do, right? Well, you can either be bored and have somebody else give you something, or you can start using your noggin, using your imagination, and figure out, like I said earlier, start jotting those things down, right? Maybe for you, walking, running, you know, meditation. Maybe it's watching footy ball or whatever it is, okay? You know, and you can start saying, oh, well, you know, that makes me feel good, right? Because unfortunately, collective, and part of the energy and the message I'm getting is that some of the folks in our lives thought that we needed to be told what to do, right? And then when you don't do those things, they get angry, right? And part of why they get angry is because they are unable to do them themselves. And, you know, if collective, you've had it up to here with that, you're like, yeah, you're like, I'm gonna sit here and watch my football. I'm gonna sit here. This kind of reminds me. Even there's an old boyfriend of mine. Where, you know, we don't like hate each other or anything. You know what I mean? It's just one of the old, you know, when you're kids. Anyway, I remember one time he was seeing some gal after me, and I think we were at a reunion or some type of gathering. We were just chit-chatting, you know, just catching up about stuff. And he was talking about, he was like, you know, I'm, you know, because he wasn't a bad guy. You know, I think he was trying to be faithful to her. So, you know how for some men it's a little challenging. Anyway, but he would go out. He likes to hunt and fish. And he was like, you can yell at me for watching too much sports. You can yell at me for blah, 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 not taking out the trash. He's like, but don't yell at me for hunting and fishing. You know, and maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe it was like she thought he was out doing such and such, and he was just wanting some peace and quiet out on the lake or in this field or whatever. You know, that's how some people meditate. That's how some people commune with nature. Some people don't have big fancy RVs and camping gear and want to go fucking hike across the Appalachian goddamn trail. Some people don't want to do that. They just want to go fishing at their local watering hole. You know, like, what's it to you? What's it to you? I was in this this online thing. I get on there. It's one of them groups where it's like, oh, who else is dating this guy? And this lady got on there and she's like, why is everyone posting anonymously? What are you scared of? People like you. Like, have you not seen Dateline NBC? Have you not seen 48 Hours, these love triangles and the lengths that people will go? Even my mama thinks, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and some people it is. And, you know, and part of it is because you know, they're in these relationships and, oh, well, you know, if so-and-so doesn't make it, then they get the house and they get the life insurance and they get the, right, they got it made, right? Yeah. So, you know, I don't feel like getting on Dateline NBC anytime soon. I don't know about y'all, right? Co-Intel Pro World. What does that mean? Can I ask you something that is not for a reading? Sure. Sierra says, hi, sweetie. Where's your accent from? I am in the Midwest, 847. Don't you recognize it? Isn't that a Chicago number? I'm an educated fool, right, Coolio? Right. Well, they say if it's too loud, you're too old. I don't know. Yeah, it's 23 years old singing that. Yeah. Sometimes life feels like that, doesn't it? Well, I live to see 24. My father just celebrated his 77th birthday. We were at breakfast with all their, you know, church friends. But my mom brought a cake and all that stuff, you know. And she was sitting there. She was like, "Did you ever think you were gonna make it to 77?" And he was like, "No." He said something like, you know, thought he would make it after 50, but you know. Because, yeah, sometimes the people that want you to run in their crew, they want you to be doing this, they want you to be doing that, they want you to burn the candle at both ends. What, man? You want to hang out with what? You know what I mean? They'll try and snake you into anything. And they will say anything and do anything to make sure that it happens. I guess they can't. I guess they won't. Right? Okay. You know, ask yourself how many of those gangbangers are still around. Some of these gangsters made it out of the hood with this rap game. Then look what happened to them. Still got shot. Why? Probably over money. Yeah. Like, oh, you think you can make it out of the hood without me? Bang, bang! Right? You ever see Carlito's Way? Carlito's Way! There's a Carlito's Way too, but just watch just the first one will be fine. Okay. Al Pacino does a great job. Al Pacino is fantastic. I think that, honestly, I've seen a lot of Al Pacino movies. I really have. Scent of a Woman is up there. Yeah. Because didn't he win the Oscar for that? He was at least nominated. I can't remember. Anyway. Yeah, I think that was one of his better movies. Myself. Oh my goodness, these folks. I get it. I can't do any of those calls right now. You know, there's just some days I can call and handle like office stuff, and then there's other days it's like I gotta sweep, I gotta mow, I gotta trash, I gotta dishes, you know what I mean? I did get my neighborhood membership dues turned in though, because they did a nice thing for us this year. They put it online, like a private form online, so you can fill it out at home and like kind of mail it in that way. You know, because we have like a little neighborhood phone tree, you know, book type thing. Somebody says my favorite movie is Carlito's Way. It's an excellent movie. So money makes you made. Well, that's what some people think. I bet that's what Joe Pesci thought, right? You ever see Goodfellas? He's a made man in Goodfellas. Oh, come on, Joe Pesci. We're gonna take you to this house. We're gonna lock you up into this house, and then, yeah, that's right. It was lights out. Well, they say live by the sword, die by the sword. That's the kind of life you want? Most nut jobs that like that shit go into the fucking military. Do you know? right? Yeah! Right? Or, right? Who are you, Abraham, thinking you're the only person that can do a blood sacrifice? Ah! Some of those bloodthirsty bastards. That's right. Artists, so take a step into your art. Where does your art need to be taking you right now? Okay, so letting go of the old beliefs. Maybe you're like, oh, nobody's wanna see this. Nobody's gonna wanna. La, 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 la. Who cares if whoever they are, right? What's important is you putting that out on paper. You putting that out on the canvas, your digital screen, whatever it is, however you're creating, okay? And maybe for some of you, it's, like Brit's doing, making some little dance videos, whatever. We had so much fun when I was a kid growing up. That was like our favorite thing to do at recess. There was one gal, she was very good at making up dances. I think she might have had cable or something, So we were like, oh, show us more. And then we'd have all these little dance routines and stuff. And that was like what we did, when we got like too tired of like swinging on the swings, type thing as kids. Anyway, so remember that art comes in many forms. All right. So that taking a step might be the thing that you need so that you don't limit yourself. All right. And, especially for those of you that work with technology and stuff, I know there's a lot of talk about AI and all this kind of stuff. AI is another tool, right? That's artists can use, that folks can use. How you want to use it obviously is up to you, right? But I would say, not to use it as a crutch, right? And I think that's kind of what some folks do. They think, well, I can only do this or I can only do that. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Says who? Says who? Right? And it's always somebody who's like, oh, I know them. It's like, really? Do you? I mean, that money makes you there's some very rich people that are very bored and lonely, right? That some people would argue are like ruining our universe by their lonely and projects that they're coming out of boredom with. I'm just saying. Just because you got it don't mean it's really doing anything for you. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying, be broke and be happy. I personally like a roof over my head. Which, thank God, I was blessed to be able to afford. 9 of Swords. So, collective, if you've been getting some interesting dreams or some images in your dreams that you are not sure of, have some reassurance at this time. It might just be something where it's like, you're a busy person during the day. You don't have time to you're like, what do you mean sit and meditate? I got kids, I got the right? Well, some of that, okay. When you start dreaming about work, that means you're working too much, right? That's the stress coming through. The things that happen in your dream, let those things actually reassure you, okay, that what you're feeling in your daily, day-to-day, all right, because it often is reflective of what's happening, all right? It can be a catharsis. Mm-hmm. Oh, 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 oh. Oh my God. All right. Woo! Cheer Fiat card. Cancerian energy. So Cancers that had their birthday over the summer, happy birthday to you, right? Maybe when you celebrated, you said, okay, now that I'm this year older, I'm gonna do things this way, right? But yeah, I get it. Change is hard. Working in that gym time, working in that prayer time, working in that, oh, I'm gonna make 2 or 3 home cooked meals this week, blah blah, on this, you know. And then the cat gets out, and then so and so has to have this for their homework, and then you know what I mean? Sometimes, right, that gets out of balance. Okay? But if you've already planted the seed, there's actually a possibility you can make it happen. All right, I got 2 to 3 of these, blah, blah. Okay, so maybe you only made 2 of those meals. That one you didn't make it next week. Don't beat yourself up over this stuff that some of it we really have zero control over. You know, unfortunately, in America, we have a horrible anniversary coming up, remembering the attack on our nation. And I was thinking about this earlier because, I didn't vote for the guy. I'm just saying, I didn't vote for the guy. But when he got up there and he said, hey, these people are going to hear from us. The rest of the world is going to hear from us very soon. You can't, right? Nobody that day knew what was going to happen when they were walking into work, did they? They didn't know that was going to happen. You cannot control everything.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got
okay.
a real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance. Do your
all right.
at the Space
but then, those of us that are left, you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up and fight. You cannot give in. Because guess what? That means they won. You give in, they won. You want them to win or do you want to win? I'm just saying, I don't know any goat fuckers I like that much. The only goat fuckers I like are my hilarious bluegrass fam and friends that, those fuckers that wear the goats on them. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I've actually had mutton. Was it mutton? I can't remember. Goat cheese, I happen to enjoy. Yes. High Priestess says hello. Sierra says you have a boyfriend. If I had a boyfriend right now, he ought to be mowing my grass or at work, right? How are you? Telugu Vlogs 1991 says, I love goat cheese. I'm telling you, High Priestess, you put some of that goat cheese, especially on that, especially if you're vegetarian, it's great. My local store sells a veggie goat cheese pizza. It's like one of my favorites. I love it. If you're looking for a meatless option. And of course, as you know, cheese does contain protein, right? Right? My lovely neighbors to the north, Wisconsin, provides us with a lot of lovely cheese products. Is this the Quad City DJ? Alexa, who is this?
This is Space Jam on Space Jam. Music from and inspired by the motion picture by Quad City DJs.
Quad City DJs. This sounds just like the Tootsie Roll. Alexa, play the Tootsie Roll by Quad City DJs.
Tootsie Roll by 69 Boys on Amazon.
By 69
Music.
Boys? The Tootsie Roll. Yeah. Y'all know how to do the Tootsie Roll? Jesus Christ. I gotta get up and show y'all this fucking shit. I'm in my 40s. Alright, you kind of do it like that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Back in the old days, I did this boring shit, right? Then we started doing the Tootsie Roll, and that was before everybody started twerking their bicep. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right? I mean, them Jamaican girls been doing that for a long time, let's not lie. I mean, Riri knows all about that, don't you, Riri? Okay. Alright, let's get another card out here. Right? Yeah, see? It's like, because you can like, right? Excuse me, Miss Kona. She's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It ain't the butterfly, it's the Tootsie Roll. You hear him? What's a newer one's the floss. I was able to do the floss like a little bit, and then I kind of got out of the rhythm of it. But I remember the Tootsie Roll. 6 of 1. Yeah, celebrate. Have fun. Dance. Yeah. Maybe you all like Brit dance. That doesn't have to be your whole life, right? Brit went off and she got married. She had her kids. She got a nice old house in LA. You know, I'm just saying. Start writing that list of stuff down. Let your mind wander. Yes, I heard somebody say that can be on it too. Yeah, your getting busy time can be on there. But again, it doesn't have to be the only thing. You know, there's probably other things that you enjoy, right? What makes your endorphins swim up? Yeah. What's giving you that emotional fulfillment? 9 of Cups. Okay? All right. Well, I don't know how sexy it is, but I at least showed y'all the basics. So anybody that wants to, you know, revitalize some of these old dances and, you know, make some TikTok videos or something, please be my guest, because I got grass to mow and other lawn maintenance to do. I mean, I really, you know. Well, you know, our heat wave kind of broke a little bit, so I don't really have much of an excuse. I even used to eat Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Pop. Then they had the Blow Pops by Charms. I love those. You get the gum at the end. Oh, baby. I can't even believe my teeth made it through all that. You know what I mean? Like, dip, baby, dip. Dip, baby, dip. Wasn't that on like a Lay's commercial or something? Dip, baby, dip. Yeah. Alright. Collective. It's been fun. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Hopefully this has been a nice lunch break session for you. Power on. Right? And how are we going to do that? You got to feed your body, right? So you're not hangry like I do sometimes get on here in the mornings. Maybe this is the kind of thing you need, right? Just saying.
I like this.
So many of these folks I never saw, you know, but anyway. All right, we're going to Big Papa this out of here. All right, until next time, manifest wisely. Bye-bye.
Who rock grooves and make moves with all the mommies.